So, a little bit about the history of stained glass. Stained glass is an art form that was incorporated into architectural design and it started in the medieval times. So, approximately 1,000 years ago, people started working with stained glass. Fortunately, I was able to have a trip for business purposes to a factory in France, and it happened to be in the same town as one of the most famous stained glass cathedrals. It's called the Cathedral de Notre Dame in Chartres, France. And it is very, very famous. Many people go there just for pilgrimages or to go see the stained glass. And I happened to speak enough French to convince the taxi driver to take me there after my tour of the factory. So I was able to go inside, take some pictures, and I'll share some with you. Very, very famous cathedral, and largely these 1,000-year-old windows are still intact. So also an interesting fact about the cathedral, in France, when the Germans were about to invade, the people of the town banded together and took the windows out and hid them. And so the stained glass windows of Chartres are still intact. They were re-leaded before they were put back in place in 1945. So a little bit about how stained glass is made. Of course, the factories where they made stained glass had to be close to a good source of pure silica. In the melting process, they would add mineral salts to cause the color changes. So, for example, the yellow glass would have silver added, okay? You might pay a little bit more when you're buying yellow glass. For the green, they would add iron oxides in varying concentrations. Now the blue, this is a really nice textured blue, they would add cobalt mineral salts to get that color. They will add gold to get this bright red. In small concentrations, but yes, they are adding gold. Sometimes cobalt or concentrations of copper will get some close to red too, but for a ruby red, you're actually spending a bit more because of the small amounts of gold. You also may pay a little bit more for pink because you are paying for the selenium added to the glass.